Welcome to a new guitar tutorial. There were a lot of requests for the guitar solo of Broken Bells by Greta van Fleet, and it took some time, but here it comes, at least the first part of it. If you're interested in sheet music of the guitar solo, you can go to my Patreon page. There you can download a full transcription of the parts I show you in this tutorial, including tabs and regular notation. And you will also find a transcription of the rhythm guitar part of Broken Bells and some other Greta van Fleet stuff. And if you enjoy the lesson, please hit subscribe, ring the bell, leave a like. And if you have any questions or something else to say, drop me a line in the comments. If you want to get close to the original sound of the recording, you have to use a wah-wah pedal. And a lot of the time he's using the wah pedal in this close position. So there aren't too many heights in the sound, and so it was from time to time a little bit difficult to figure out what he's actually playing, but I tried my very best. And if you don't have a wah pedal, it doesn't mind, you can play the solo also without it. The song and the guitar solo are in the key of B minor, and most of the time we're using the notes of the B minor pentatonic in the 7th position. And if you are aware of this fingering, it would be much easier to figure out the guitar solo of the song. The guitar solo starts on the 7th fret of the D string, going up to the 9th fret of the D string. After that we're going up to the 7th fret of the B string. So we have the 7th fret of the B string, 10th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the high E string, 10th fret of the high E string. Then we're going back down 7th fret E string, 10th fret B string, and then up again to the 7th fret of the E string. The next lick starts on the 7th fret of the G string, 9th fret of the G string, 7th fret B string, and then we're going back down to the 9th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the G string, 9th fret of the D string, and then down to the 7th fret of the D string, back up to the 9th fret. So this complete lick. One more time. And this complete first part. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. The next lick starts on the 7th fret of the G string, and here we're doing a hammer-on and a bending on the hammer-on to the 9th fret, and then we bend up the note a whole tone. After that we're going up to the 7th fret of the B string, and then the 10th fret of the B string. And then we're going back down to the 7th fret of the G string again, 9th fret of the G string, back down to the 7th fret, and this lick ends on the 9th fret of the D string. The next lick starts on the open D string. So we have the open D string, which is muted a bit. Then we have the 7th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the D string. Then we're going up to the 7th fret of the G string, 9th fret G string. Once again the 7th fret, once again the 9th fret, and back down to the 7th fret again. And this lick ends on the 9th fret of the G string, of the D string, sorry, which is played twice. Then the next lick starts on the 7th fret of the D string. So we have the 7th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the D string, 7th fret of the G, 9th fret of the G string. These two notes are repeated, 7th fret again, 9th fret again. And then we're doing a whole tone bend. Then this bend is released and we play the 9th fret of the G string again, down to the 7th fret of the G string and back up to the 9th fret. After that we're going up to the 7th fret of the B string again. Here we're starting on the 7th fret B string, 10th fret B string, 7th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the E string, then back down to the 10th fret of the B string again, up to the 7th fret of the high E string, 10th fret of the high E string, 7th fret of the E string again, once again down to the 10th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the E string again, and then back down to the 10th fret of the B string. And here we're ending on a whole tone bend. So this lick one more time. And the complete second part of this guitar solo. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. The next lick starts on the 10th fret of the high E string. So we have the 10th fret of the high E string, and then we're doing a whole tone bend on the 10th fret of the B string. After that we're going down to the 10th fret of the B string. And after the 10th fret we have the 7th fret, back up to the 10th fret, doing a pull off to the 7th fret again. And then we're doing a whole tone bend starting on the 9th fret of the G string. This complete lick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and one more time. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The next lick starts on the 10th fret of the B string, and it's only a descending pentatonic scale. So we have the 10th fret of the B string, 7th fret B string, 9th fret G string, 7th fret G string, 9th fret of the D string, 7th fret of the D string, going back up to the 9th fret of the D string. So these complete 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the place where the drum enters and the rest of the band enters. The next lick starts on the 9th fret of the D string. So we have the 9th fret of the D string, 7th fret G string, and then we're doing a whole tone bend on the 9th fret of the G string. After that we're going up to the 7th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the high E string, and then down to the 10th fret of the B string. Then we have the 7th fret of the high E string played twice, down to the 10th fret of the B string, down to the 7th fret of the B string. So one more time. After that, there's a fast pull-off lick going down the B minor pentatonic. So we have the 10th fret of the B string, doing a pull-off to the 7th fret of the B string, then a pull-off from the 9th fret to the 7th fret of the G string. This pull-off is repeated, and then we're going down to the 9th fret of the D string. The complete lick. And then after that, we're going up to the 9th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the G string, and then back down to the 9th fret of the D string again. The next lick starts on the 7th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the D string, 7th fret of the G string, then 9th fret of the G string, and here we're doing a whole tone bend. And then we're adding the 7th fret of the B string to this bending. Then we're going up to the 7th fret of the high E string. So we have the 7th fret of the high E string, 10th fret of the high E string, 9th fret of the E string, 7th fret of the E string, and then 10th fret of the B string, back to the 7th fret of the E string, and then we have the 10th fret of the B string again, where we're doing a whole tone bend. One more time. And the complete part from the beginning where the drum has entered. 1, 2. The next lick starts on the 7th fret of the B string, down to the 9th fret of the G string, and back up to the 7th fret of the B string. And then there's a bending lick on the high E string, which sounds a bit like an overdubbed guitar, but I'm not sure. Here we have a whole tone bend on the 10th fret of the high E string, going down to the 7th fret of the E string. Then we repeat this bending back to the 7th fret of the E string, and then we're going down to the 7th fret of the B string, and then we have another bend on the 10th fret on the B string this time. Combined with the lick before. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next line in the last part that I transcribed for this tutorial starts on the 7th fret of the B string. So we have the 7th fret of the B string, going up to the 10th fret of the B string, back down to the 7th fret of the B string. Then we have a whole tone bend on the 9th fret of the G string, and then we're going back down to the 9th fret of the G string without a bending. After that, we're going down to the 7th fret of the G string, down to the 6th fret of the G string, and then we're going back up to the 9th fret of the G string, and then we're doing a whole tone bend on the 7th fret of the G string with our middle finger. So this complete part. Then we release this bend. We're going down to the 7th fret of the G string, 6th fret of the G string, and then down to the 4th fret of the G string. Then we repeat this 4th fret, then up to the 7th fret of the G string again, 6th fret of the G string again, down to the 4th fret. And then we're going down to the 4th fret of the D string, back up to the 7th fret of the G string, 6th fret of the G string, and 4th fret of the G string, and these last 3 notes are repeated 3 times. And then we end on a whole tone bend on the 7th fret of the G string. And this complete line, 2, 3, so one more time, the complete guitar solo played slowly. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 2, 3. 1, 2. Two, 3. This was the first part of the guitar solo of Broken Bells by Greta from Fleet. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please hit subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell. If you have any questions, drop me a line in the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.